Hi, hello. I am Dr. Visweswaraiah S, Assistant Professor of English, working in Government First Aid College, Kunigal, which is affiliated to Tumkur University, Karnataka. Dear viewers, here in this video, you will be getting some information regarding the novels of pre-romantic period. So, topic is novels in pre-romantic period of English literature. Dear viewers, in the previous video, I was tried to give some information regarding the background for a pre-romantic period, and also highlighted the poets and the poetry of pre-romantic period. So when it comes to novels, fictions in the late 18th century and the beginning of 19th century, it is very important you need to understand that what was happening in neoclassical, a later stage of neoclassical. So there was also given importance to the fictions or the novels, mostly of sentimental novels, giving importance to sentiments, emotions of human. So somewhere there in the end of the neoclassical literature, we focused on that importance given to the sentiments of human sentiments. Okay, after the shift from neoclassical period to romanticism or romantics, so this played a very important role. Novels and fictions played a vital role in literature, and also how novels or touch human sentiments, and which led to romantic era. Okay, so that is how this video will be important for you to focus on, particularly novels in pre-romantic period of English literature. Dear viewers, so okay, and when it comes to the fiction or novels or even dramas, it is very touching emotions of the people. So okay, at the end of neoclassical, the people were well educated, and the education was given important, and the readings already started with how some of the professional writers, professional means that the writings have adapted and as a profession, and writing more and more, kinds of Swift's Jonathan Swift's Gulliver's Travels. Look at the lengthy one, 4 parts. So directly or indirectly, it was a political allegory, what was happening in England. So in this background, today's or here in this video, you're going to learn about novels in pre-romantic period. Okay, so dear viewers, I compiled some of the slides for you on the screen. So please have look at it. Yes, viewers, here in this slide you can see the topic and the details about my presentation. Okay, so let us look at the introduction to the topic. Okay, so we just see here the sentimental novel. Okay, look at that. How the sentimental novel or novel of sensibility is a genre which developed during the second half of the 18th century. Okay, so here it celebrates the emotional and intellectual concepts of sentiment, sentimentalism, and sensibility. I repeat, very important. So this is how that concepts of sentiment, sentimentalism, and sensibility celebrated here in the sentimental novel. So this sentimentalism, which is to be distinguished from sensibility, was a fashion in both poetry and prose fiction in the beginning of 18th century. Okay, which was in reaction to rationalism of the Augustan age. So it is important because sentimental novels mostly relied on emotional response both from their readers and characters. Okay, they feature scenes of distress and tenderness, and the plot is arranged to advance emotions rather than action. So this is very important part of how the sentimental novels and at the end of the 18th century, I mean the beginning of Romanticism, it was very much highlighted. Okay, so look at that. Why importantly the novels or fictions here, because we'll see some of the novelists in this age. Okay, among the most famous sentimental novels in English, there are Samuel Richardson's Pamela or Virtue Rewarded, which was published in 1740. It was very famous. And Oliver Goldsmith's Vicar of Wakefield, which was published in 1766. Lawrence Stearns' Tristram Shandy, you know that, Tristram Shandy, which was published between 1759 to 67, and Sentimental Journey, which was published in 1768. Okay, so to move with Henry Brooke's The Fool of Quality, Henry Mackenzie's The Man of Feeling, and Maria Edgeworth's Castle Recreant, which was published in 1800. Okay, continental examples are Jean Jacques Rousseau's novel Julie, or The New Heloise, his autobiography The Confessions, and Gothi's novel. Gothic's novel The Sorrow of Young Wrether. So these are important of this age, mostly are related to the novels. Okay, so to move with in 1747 through 1748, Samuel Richardson published uh, Clarissa in very much serial form. Unlike Pamela, it is not a tale of virtue rewarded. Instead, it is a highly tragic and affecting account of a young girl whose parents try to force her into an uncongenial marriage, thus pushing her into the arms of a scheming rake named Lovelace. Okay, these are the very important aspects of how the novels played a very important role in the literature. In the end, Clarissa in this same novel dies by her own will. So the novel is a masterpiece of psychological realism and emotional effect. When Richardson's son was drawing to a close in the serial publication, even Henry Fielding wrote to him, begging him not to kill Clarissa. See, or the serials. First, it was took charge with the serial writings, and later on, it was shifted to fiction. Okay, so in the same way, in the midst of this development of the novel, other trends were also taking place. So the first trend was the serial writing. The next one was women were writing novels and moving away from the old romance plots that had dominated before the restoration. Okay, here there were utopian novels like Sarah Scott's Millennium Hall, which was written in 1762. Autobiographical women's novels like Frances Burney's works, female adaptations of older male motifs, such as Charlotte Lennox's The Female Exotic, and many others, which was published in 1752. Okay. So to continue with how novels made it very important. So these novels do not generally follow a strict line of development or influence. So very late in the 18th century, Oliver Goldsmith attempted to resist the tide of sentimental comedy with She Stoops to Conquer, which was published in 1773. Okay, so after this, Richard Brinsley Sheridan would mount several satirical plays after Robert Walpole's death. Okay, so like this, the series of writers have come up, and importantly, Gothic novel here. Why it made a very significant in this particular era. Okay, so it is important that during the end of 18th century, Horace Walpole's 1764 novel, which was published there, The Castle of Otranto, created a Gothic fiction genre there. Okay, so it combines elements of horror and romance. That is the style of Gothic. So I repeat, the elements were there in the Gothic novel was horror and romance. So the pioneering Gothic novelist Anne Radcliffe introduced the brooding figure of the Gothic villain, which developed into the Byronic hero. Okay, so like this, the first short stories of United Kingdom UK were Gothic tales like Richard Cumberland's remarkable narrative, The Prisoner of Montparnasse, okay, which was published in 1791. Okay, so yeah, to move with here in this slide, you can just see that the romantic movement outside England also influenced romanticism or romantics. That is very important here. I mean, outside England, some of the romantic movements already started. James Macpherson, 1736 to 96, was the first Scottish poet to gain an international reputation as a romanticist, claiming to have found poetry written by the ancient bard Ossian. He published translations that acquired international popularity, being proclaimed as a Celtic equivalent of the classical epics. So, Fingal, written in 1762, was speedily translated into many European languages. So, another one, this work with the bringing about romantic movement in European and especially in German literature through its influence on Johann Gottfried von Herder and Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. So were very famous to look into. So to know about this again, as I told you that how this particular novels in pre-romantic era, how it were made and influenced the next, or they influenced immediately how romantic novels are, how romanticism based on that. Okay, so dear students or viewers, this is about the novels and also some of the highlights which made to start the next beginning of romanticism. So like this, the focus was on this. I hope that you just understood about what was happening in the late 18th century in the novels or the fiction writers. Okay, so as I told you that fictions or novels basically relied on or basically focused on the human life, ordinary life, or it has to reach the human life, so that what was happening there in the particular society was highlighted in the novels. Okay, and the people also, they expected some shift from neoclassical literature to romantics. Okay, so in this regard, I hope that this video helped you to get some information regarding novels in pre-romantic period of literature. Okay, so thank you so much for listening and viewing. Kindly subscribe and watch. Thank you so much.